Greetings and welcome to Factorio. I'm Dgray and today we continue our entry level to Megabase, where our last episode just got our basic oil production up and running and got a few of the basic items we need to go into the advanced circuit production. That also means that today's episode will be working on advanced circuits, seeing how far we can get and do optimal ratios for setting it up. So if you think that would be cool to see, do remember to like the video. And if you're new to the channel, do remember to subscribe as well. It means a lot to me. And with that, let's get on with today's episode. So as I briefly touched on, let's do advanced circuits today. As you can see, they require 2 plastic, they require 4 copper cables, and they require 2 electronic circuits. If you look at the plastic, that is already being made. We already have it on the main bus, so that is very easy to add in. The green electronic circuits, green circuits, also on the main bus very easily. But copper wire, which actually needs, we need quite a few of those. We could put on the main bus. It's not really optimal just because of compression and such. So what we're gonna do, if you look at this one, it requires 4 copper cables every 6 seconds. This one produces 4 every second. That means that if you do 1 assembly machine making copper cables, that can supply 6 advanced circuits, and the rest we can mix on 1 belt going in, or 2 depending on how we want it. So let's clear out a few more trees and let's get on with setting up a nice new setup for our advanced circuits. So this is something that overwhelms a lot of new people, mostly because you go directly from oil into this. But the setup is not too bad if you have something like this going. So what we can decide to do is, we can do a full lane of both plastic and electronic circuits if you want to make it quite far. What we want to make, giving us a maximum throughput on the middle belt. That's kind of the way I want to do it. So why don't we try and do something like that? That means we'll need to have about 3 belts. I'll just mark it out so you can see what I mean. So we'll do, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3. Then we'll get probably some better assembly machines now. There's no need for us to keep using the Mark 1. Might as well get to Mark 2. So let's go back with those. If we didn't line these up here, so this one will be copper cables, and then we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means that 1 assembly machine with copper cables can supply this many advanced circuits. So now we have an issue of getting copper into this line and continuing it down for next or more production down the line. So if we look at this, how can we get copper into this one while getting copper cables down? And I'm guessing some of you already know, and that is if you take this one away, put in this one to output all the copper cables, and then grab the copper from that line, we can actually make a nice production for it. What we then need to do is figure out how do we get copper to this one. Because if you do a mixed line, for example, of electronic circuits and plastic, then we can have copper going on the top one, down the line, making sure that we have enough. We can also get copper to go on what's it called inside here, but it's easier having it out here since we only need to split it out once then. So what we need to do is in theory jump, can actually maybe skip this one. Let's see, we'll probably have to do something like this up to here. Let's get that away. That'll be our plastic and green circuits. And then we'll like to split out the copper right here, going in that way. Like this. That means copper will flow, green circuits and plastic will flow here, and this one will flow out. And the reason that is, in the future, then we can just place down another one up here, and things will just work, and we can keep expanding it down the line, making things very modular and very, very easy to use. So let's just line it up to about here. You can turn the last one if you want to make sure it doesn't overlap. Doing something like that. And then you'll hook up what we need. Each of these requires 2 inputs, one from the front here and one from the next. So what I normally do is something like this. Do this in the middle every way up. And then in between, we can line up the long-headed to grab the green circuits and plastic going this way. Continuing on down the line. So right now, this will take, if you do all 6 of these, they'll do 1 per second. That means they'll do 2 plastic and 2 electronic circuits per second. That means we can do this times 3 in length to go to 6. And we have 7.5 per half belt. So just with these, we can go 3 times as big. We can upgrade to red, go 3 times as long. So that is, or twice as long. So that is big enough for what we need it to be. And that's why I merged them together. We could also have split it up in 2 belts, making it 6 long. But that might be a bit overkill. To make it look a bit better, we could do, no, it should be fine here. Let's go with that. This is a temporary base before our train Megabase anyway. So we'll have copper going down here. And we'll have things going the opposite side as well. Having you output this way. And that will give us 1 advanced circuit per second at crafting speed 1. That means if we do all 3 of these, that means they'll do 3 per second. That means we'll do 6 per second. And that's still more than we still can't fill 1 of these anyway. So that's gonna be quite good for what we want to do. So let's see if we can't get the input sorted. I'll just go, well, we can just use these. No need for anything faster than that. There we are. Hook up some power. Kind of have to go on each of these. That seems good. And over here you can go there, 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 and there. So that should be all of that hooked up. Let's just give it a bit of power to stop the blinking. There we are. And now just to merge in the things we need. So one thing we need is just grabbing, or just do 1 line for now, all the way to here. Guessing that on the outside lane. You'll split right there. To there, guessing it in. Upward to the left. And then we need plastic and green circuits. Instead of merging them up here, we'll maybe just merge them on this line. And I'll show you how to do that very quickly. You can go this way. We have plastic down here. Let's just blow up some of the trees. A bit too close. So sometimes it's easier just to merge it on the belt than doing it up here. And if you want to go in this way, then we'll have it jump like this to there. Getting it moving along. And then we'll just merge these 2 together. So one will go this way, one will go that way. Pretty much just putting in one of those. And that one. Then we need the plastic in. We have 4 lanes here. You can just split off like that. Go up this way. And jump to there. The rest of these will then jump across, making sure all 4 of these will continue down the line. Just seeing how it looks while doing this. Make sure everything is connected up correctly. Yeah. So as you can see, now we have plastic going in. That goes up. We have advanced circuits being produced. Very, very simple. Simply like that. Now to try something I haven't tried before. Take a blueprint. It's a new feature. One of you, I think it was Tinker, suggested it. You will be able to take this, and then I think if you hold down Shift and maybe G, you're able to flip the blueprint. Well, it's Shift R then. Shift F. If you do Shift F, you're able to flip the blueprint, so you don't have to do different things. Not that I'm a master of doing it. Yeah, I'll probably figure out one day how to flip the blueprints. I'm not the best at it. I'll just craft it by hand, and then I will try to show you in the next episode how to flip it. So if you want to see that, do tune in next time as well. Let's see, there we go. I'll just figure out how to flip it. I'll be back in just a second. And I'm back. And it was actually a bit more simple to flip it than I actually understood. So if you do a copy paste, Control C, mark what you want, for example to here, and then just press F without pressing anything else, and voila, it has been flipped, hooking up very nicely and making it a lot easier to plan out your base. And in the future, when we actually have robots, it'll be very useful to know this feature. So let's just get this lined in very, very easily to about there, there. That lines you up. Let's go and collect some more blue inserters. Fast inserters to keep building. And let's see, let's grab you. Maybe a few more belts. And then a few more undergrounds as well. There we are. Very, very nice. So let's run back and set up the rest. As right now, things are slowly producing, giving us what we need. So let's get all of you hooked in. To here, right there. Get a little on the ground from there to there. Could in theory move it down just a smidge more, but this will save a bit of belt doing it like that. So now that we have this, in theory, we should be... Ooh, let's just get the rest of it built first. In theory, we should be able to double this one just by placing it above, giving us twice the speed. Let's just hook up the plastic as well, the same way as down here. We can, in theory... Oh, we need you on the outside, so we can take this part, make sure it lines up right here. So, there. Then you'll jump here, and then we'll get the rest from here. Of course, that'll be a bit harder since right now it's a bit too close to a current setup. That's fine. That is something we'll just work around. And up this way. Connect you in here. Go in. And then we just need to hook things up. And the green circuits can jump from here to... Let's just do it there for now. And there we are. We need the copper. We need to go here, but as you can see, it's a bit harder to do it. So we can do it here and do a bit of a squiggly if we wanted to, or we can do it here and it will look a bit strange. Unless we do it like... I think this would be the easiest way to split it off. inside the build instead, which you can also use early on in the series if you want to go back and change things by doing something like this. Because then you can still jump everything across quite easily and get most things hooked up. Because then you'll just go from here and up that way. Something like that. Still giving the same throughput as before. And also just getting these down that way. If you want more things to go down to that side. Because this won't be output to the right instead then to get it out. In some ways this is better to do. It requires more undergrounds to get it to work. Actually, we can skip the bottom ones. I'll put these two. But other than that, it's a good way to split it out using the middle ones that are actually used for the undergrounds. So as you can see, these are not going in. Oh. Why did that get flipped? That is quite hilarious that the blueprint changed that one. It didn't change that one even. But there we are. That is Smart View. So now we should be able to take you, place you somewhere up here. Let's see, we'll have to change just these two. I think that might be enough for it to fit in. Almost. Take these two away. So something like that will be the correct setup for it. Grabbing that, placing it on top of here. Should go in correctly, and that's why we turned these belts. To make sure we don't interfere with what's going on up here. And let's just double our production of red circuits. Advanced circuits this way. So we are able to... Ooh, let's do the correctly here. So we're able to get more throughput. There we go. Here's you go down the middle. There we are. And as simple as that, we've pretty much just doubled our production. That's why I say whenever you set up the first time, remember to do it modularly, because that makes it a lot easier to manage this part. Because then you can just copy paste things around and things will flow in correctly. For example, next time I can just take both of these and do it times 4, and then we'll be even better. Let's get you up this way. Let's turn you in. And let's get you done. And you. And over here as well. Did I turn this one the correct way? Did I mess something up? Nope. I messed up that one. There we go. Now that's working. This one should be working as well in just a second. And there we are. A nice big red circuit production with the correct ratio to make it run full speed when we consume all of this. So this is the normal setup I do use for my red circuits. It works very well. It's very easy to set up and enables us to get it back onto the main bus. So let's just blow up some of these trees. Unfortunately, the grenade damage didn't help for that part. So let's get some more done. Let's see, what do we need? We don't have what's called chemical signs yet, or blue signs. We are able to get some of the other things out the way. For example, accumulators will be good for the future. Can also get, let's see, anything else. Flammables could be used to burn down the trees if they wanted to. Let's get some more research speed maybe. modules, fluid trains for the future. And yeah, I think that'll be fine for now. Maybe one mining productivity just get things going. Let's bring up the rest of you. Watch out, don't hit yourself too much. So now just to find a spot for it. This one is for fluids at the moment, so we'll kind of want to have it down on this line. So if you just steal you to mark it out correctly. So right here, wait, no, right here is where I want it in. Right there. And you can just kind of start to jump a bit. And merging into this line. Maybe actually splitting it out, going backwards here for the main bus. So the way to do that is for the main Modlist is just doing that, making you go that way instead. And that is the part of the main bus. It can actually go both ways in case you need things up the line, which we do need. There we are. That should be fine. And then we just need to hook it up. Let's see, you can go from there to there. So that is all a massive amount of chemical science packs. Might want to set up chemical science down here now that we have it. Do need to set up engines as well. That'll probably be something we'll do in the next episode when we set up chemical science. But for now, let's get this down. Before ending the episode, I'll just spend a few minutes adding a few things to the main bus. So if you don't want to watch that, you can skip to the next episode, because it'll just be me adding grenades and such to our mall. So let's add some of the strange stuff, to be honest, for future proofing. Let's just go and grab a few things. I was looking for those. And let's add in what we need. There we are. What I want here is actually trains, because we have the engines right next to it. What other trains things do we have? Do we have even? We have the carts, steel and such. I want to take you on the outside here. We have this one. Oh, steel electronic circuits, I might want that on the outside instead. But we'll see. So why don't we do something like, that's fine. And in here we'll do that one. This one can be skipped a bit for a little while. Couldn't fear just make the cargo wagon instead. Cargo wagon, train stops. Up here we'll get the rail signal. We'll get the chain signal. Both of those. And then we just need the rails. And the rails are something that requires one iron stick every 5 seconds. Every 0. Requires 2 every second. This one produces 2 every half a second. So it can easily supply what we need. So since we'll need a ton of rails going forward, I kind of want to have 2 rail setups going. Why don't we do this? You'll be rail. And you'll be rail. Hopefully we can get this to work. Getting double rail production for the future. Then we'll just do some rods right there. So that means we'll jump right there. We'll add a chest, chest, and chest. Chest. Yeah. Like that. Limit these in storage. At least the small ones. and get this actually a bit higher. You can just do an entire row, since that is how many I kind of want to have being produced at the moment. So let's do this there, there, and there, and there. Bit of a buffer here. Something like that. You can have the engines in. Guessing the... Ooh. Ooh, oh, we had some mixing on that belt. That's never good. Didn't seem too severe, luckily. And then we'll just hook up the last few things here so we're ready for the future. So that is rods. That requires iron. Here is the iron for you. Going both ways. That one. And then we just need the stone and the steel. The stone we can, in theory, get from over here. Just jumping over to both of these. And the steel can go down here if we want to. And I think that's the way we're going to do it. So why not, instead of going here, you can go to there. Then we'll get the steel split off. Let's see, I think that'll be fine. Oh wait, should we get the stone? Oh, we should get the stone in instead, to be honest, from here. Then we get the steel from up top and below. Let's just get you to go all the way through here. Because we only have stone on one side, and that is easy enough to manage. We just need to remember how to do it. Do something like this instead. And there goes the stone. Goes into these two. You'll grab from here, you'll grab from there. Then we just need the steel. And the steel you'll grab from the side, and the steel can go in down here from below. Making yourself a bit of spaghetti mess, but it should work just fine. And let's grab you to there. Ooh, what a mess I'm making. Then again, I have made 2 inputs for, for these, and that is kind of why. Then we just need one right here to grab. That means we'll just jump. You to there, to there. Just gonna go grab a few on the grounds so we can continue along. And hook up this one. So now we're producing quite a bit of rails. That is exactly what I want at the moment, to just have some production going. To make sure we have that for the future. So right here, iron plates and steel. So we can get iron in from one side and steel from the other. Let's get steel from the right, since steel is going to be needed for the locomotives anyway. So let's jump you, and split. And then you can jump from here to there. And this is what I've been talking about, the power of the way we're doing this this mall. Enables us to easily hook up what we need and get most things supplied quite easily. Iron, go from this side in. And if something doesn't fit in, you can just move it in a small amount, and things will be good. There we are. You can get iron from somewhere else. So let's just do that. I'll put into this one. Oh, Jesus Christ. That scared me a bit. Let's just get that fixed. Watch out with grenades on your hotbar. I'll just shift that by pressing X. Ooh. That scared the living bejesus out of me. So The rest I'll just fix. No, let's just fix it quickly. There we are. A nice sound. So that means that has that. That just means it requires some iron there and some gear wheels. So that is the wagons as well, automated for when you have to go into the Megabase stage. And over here, you require the steel. So you can go from there, there. And take a long-handed one to grab from there. That's locomotives. That is our wagons. Rails. This one requires a few more things. Unfortunately, I did actually miss that this requires iron sticks. So it will have to fix that somehow. And maybe the easiest way will just be moving this up here instead. Might be the easiest way to do it. Because taking that over there, we can just grab the things in. Don't need green circuits in, so let's actually just do that instead. We can stop. There. You can supply what we need both ways. You will go away. You'll go up there instead. Where'd it go? And then the one in the middle here will just be iron sticks. Just because we have it. And it's easy to jump across this way. For that one. Nope. There and steel. And then green circuit as well. There we are. Oh, not there. Yeah, there was correct. With an output to the chest right here. Let's just get that fixed. Let's drag you up. Here and here. One over here as well. We are. And that means now we have our trains have been made. Let's just make 20 at a time. Then we just have 2 things left to get done. Giving ourselves 2 chests. For all the output. Might want to store a bit more than 50. Let's just store 200. Since we will be going into train and megabasing in the future. And lacking that is a bit silly. There, and some power, and power. So, 1, 1, 2, 2. There we go. Chain signals, rail signals, train stops, locomotives, a few more view, and other things being produced. Very, very nicely. So I think this is a decent place to stop. Yeah, not too shabby. Did notice one thing I kind of want to change here, but that's fine. That's fine. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode. If you did, do remember to like the video. I know the last 9 minutes has just been me fixing our mall, but it's all for a good purpose. And if you're new to the channel, do remember to subscribe as well. And with that, do remember to join me tomorrow when we'll go and make our chemical science, so we can start to continue down the production chain and get more things going. So with that, thank you so much for watching. I've been Dgray, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye guys.